Gwen, it's a great pleasure to have you back on the podcast. Thank you for making the time. How are you doing, Gwen?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for having me back.
Good. So, ladies and gentlemen, Gwen is responsible for making Milwaukee the destination for tech. Would that be an accurate statement, or would that be
One of
putting
many
too much
people.
too much pressure on you?
I'm a big fan of Milwaukee. My job is to promote and highlight that, but I'm definitely not the only person that is doing that. It's a group effort for sure.
That's a great job to have, right? Because Milwaukee has a lot of cool things and it's very easy to brag about. I was in actually SF for the SF Tech Week
hmm
and just bragging about how cool our city is, trying to invite like everyone over here. So it's a great job to have, right?
Yeah, definitely a little easier than I'd say marketing other things.
Yeah. Actually, just when we were like talking before the podcast, she told me about like this cool story. And I don't know if I'm putting you on the spot, but would love to just give that anecdote, you know?
Yeah. So I was hosting this week and I had a friend come up from Connecticut and I was showing her around the city and she did say that this is like a great city and she's on a rotational program. So she was saying she was going to start considering Milwaukee as her final destination.
Milwaukee as the final destination. Look at that. That's a headline right there. So let's seriously unpack that. Why do you think Milwaukee is such a great destination for tech, for early career, anything? Like, just why?
Yeah, I mean, for one, we know all about cost of living is super high pretty much everywhere. Milwaukee, on the other hand, is a little more
Yes.
affordable on that side, being a smaller city. And on top of that, Midwest nice is a real thing. People are nice. People want to help you. You're
Hmm.
always like one intro away from finding a connection with someone else. We have a lot of great resources, a lot of great community. I think a lot of people are welcomed with open arms when they come here.
That is true. I am a living example of that. Uh, I moved to Milwaukee about 8 plus years ago. Right, I was a transplant from Chicago, originally moved here from Mumbai, and I can attest to that. The love, um, just the care and the community that I've experienced in Milwaukee is unlike anything. I have been vocal about that fact. So there's nothing marketing or gimmicky going on here. I definitely agree with you. So how does that translate, or how does that come into the decision making of an early professional? Are these like opportunities that are coming here in terms of startups? I know you mentioned about like cost of living, but what are those opportunities that you are seeing?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of opportunities with new startups coming, and then with that community, like our 4M program, it's a good way to kind of meet those founders and kind of get plugged in that way,
Yeah.
especially at that early stage when they really need the most help. On top of that, our larger companies, they're always hiring too. And Milwaukee's a great location to move for remote workers as well because of that cost of living and all of the fun other things you can do outside of work here. It's really effective for virtual workers as well.
Yeah, that's a cool point. Any like trends that you have seen for the remote aspect? Because I know a lot of organizations are like going for that push of going back to office,
hmm
but there's a big sizable market for, and I know people love work from home. A lot of them do like that.
hmm
So, are there any interesting trends that you're seeing?
Yeah, I know a lot of companies are pushing for that kind of back in the office now, but I think tech is a little unique in that a lot of them are still remote.
Yeah.
When we started this Choose MKE Tech platform, that was a little around the pandemic. So a lot of our research was all these people working remotely, and we were seeing a big push of people moving to Milwaukee for that reason, a lot of Chicago transplants, etc. But I think obviously now with more um, less remote work, we're still seeing those people kind of stay here, even though they don't necessarily have to,
Because they choose to.
because they choose to. Yes.
Because they choose to. Okay. Within that, I just want to expand a little more. What's Choose MKE again for those listeners who are like tuning in, who probably have not considered Milwaukee as a tech scene? Could
Mhm.
you just tell what
Yeah.
that program is all about?
So Choose MKE Tech is a platform to basically answer the question, why Milwaukee for tech? So it spotlights stories of people in the region, why it's a good place to live and work. And we also feature resources to get plugged in, such as an events calendar or even a jobs board.
Guys, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. Quick break in the pod to talk about our presenting sponsors, choose.mketech.org. If you're looking to grow your tech career in Milwaukee, choose.mketech.org connects you to local jobs, events, community groups, all powered by the Milwaukee Tech Hub Coalition. Find your place in Milwaukee's growing tech scene at choose.mketech.org. A jobs board. Okay. I know a lot of people are looking for jobs. So the jobs board, is this something that is only specific to Wisconsin, I imagine, or is it having everything in it?
Yeah, so our jobs board is specific to our region, not just Milwaukee, but the greater Milwaukee area. So
Okay.
there is a larger bubble there. So our member companies are all aggregated onto this job board. It updates daily, so you'll always see the newest jobs that are available. You can set notifications to get notified if you want a certain title, certain salary, if you're looking for startups versus larger company. So it's a really great resource to find a job while you're looking.
Okay. Are there some exciting jobs that you have, seen on there like pop up recently?
Well, I think all of them are exciting. I can't pick a favorite member, but there's a lot of I've been seeing a lot of like coding jobs, and there are some like higher up positions as well, like more executive role as well. But there's also internships and all sorts of jobs. So at any level, but I don't know if I have a favorite. I like my job.
We can see that.
Yeah.
You're probably one of the best jobs, to essentially rep Milwaukee, right?
Yeah,
And
super
hype
fun.
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
No, wonderful. Um, what are some of the aspects of like job seeking? Because the market has been a little like tough.
hmm
But to those who are still like looking at Milwaukee and perhaps have not looked uh, at Milwaukee as still, I'm repeating that because um, I think we still have a little bit of that narrative where how can we still look at it as a tech scene, and someone who is not initiated, who doesn't know anything about it, what can that person do?
In terms of finding a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the job board's a great resource too, just when you're browsing, because you get a lot of different companies and you can browse that way in terms of like different organizations. I think also just um, researching like I totally lost the question.
No worries. I think I didn't frame it properly. Um, let's look at it this way. I think what I'm trying to get at is uh, for someone who might be like feeling lost, where do they take their career next? Like, where is their next place that they can call their home? A lot of people do struggle with certain like that belongingness issue. Sometimes you just don't find that vibe of people because there's work, but there's also other aspects to work. There is a life outside of work
Mhm.
also, and you need that balance. And I think Milwaukee lends that. But what would you say to someone who's probably just starting to, look at that journey, find their new place, maybe got laid off, and their current city is not working for them? What would you say to them?
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I would say I think if you have that freedom of kind of picking where you get to live, fresh slate, um, find a city that really aligns with your values and hobbies and recreation, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Milwaukee has a great lakefront, public parks, like a lot of recreation that way. And if that's something you're really into, maybe gravitate towards here and then find the job that way. Um, I think, you don't want to move to a city where you're not necessarily going to be able to have that work life balance. And I think Milwaukee's a great place, obviously,
Yes.
to find that balance. But I think also just researching the recreation on top of not just the job.
Hey, all. Quick break in the podcast to talk about Requisor. Requisor is a AI project assistant that we have built that takes messy ideas and turns them into action plans with milestones and tasks. We have AI agents that actually help on executing on all of those ideas and action plans as well. These agents can be quoting agents, social media agents, and many more that you can also connect your other apps to. So I want you to check out Requisor and how it can help you to take your ideas to execution. Thank you. Let me ask you this. Did you choose Milwaukee, or were you born here into it, or what was your evaluation, just as you said, like I find those recreational, what will fit into my lifestyle. um, what were some of your considerations?
Yeah, I grew up outside of Milwaukee, and then I went to college in Milwaukee, and I chose to stay here. I did consider moving abroad, moving out east, but every time I traveled somewhere, I always compared it to Milwaukee. And like for instance, I went to another city and they had a lake, and I wanted to get to the lakefront, but there was no public access, there was no
Really?
beach, there was no like parks to get there. And I really value that. So I took it for granted in Milwaukee, but that's something that we have that is amazing and I want to have as well. So things like that, and just I think I always ended up comparing it back to Milwaukee, and that's what made me decide to stay here. Was just if I go anywhere else, I'd be wanting to come home.
Wanting to come home, right?
Mhm.
I i can relate to that a little bit, because even I chose to live in Milwaukee, after getting being transplanted from Chicago, but also I grew up in Mumbai, India. So there's a stark difference,
Mhm.
but Milwaukee does lend itself to you, and whatever dreams that you have, you'll find a place for you, and it's got that right balance. Sometimes the cities can be too overwhelming, like New York and SF. I love
Mhm.
SF, New York. I was there. It was awesome. But there is a certain charm that like fits you, right? So I think I relate with that quite well. All right. What are I just am curious right now. What are some of the other initiatives that you are working on, or what the Tech Hub is up to, or anything exciting actually?
We have a lot of exciting things going on, but
Always. Yeah.
always. But I think this year it's been really exciting to see our AI community grow. It's
Mm,
in its second year. We have over either 800 or 900 members now, but we've been having some really awesome events with that, and it's just really awesome to see that grow. Our forum incubator kind of got a revamp this year in terms of the structure, so now it's continuous, so anyone can join at any time, so that's really cool as well.
wonderful. Wonderful. Well, thank you for all the work that you do. Thank you for sharing all the amazing things about why to choose Milwaukee. Where can people access the board?
Yeah, the job board is at choosemketech.org. There's a little jobs link, and you can also get plugged in with other resources and events there.
Wonderful. Gwen, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for sharing your experience. And hopefully, we have even more people, looking to choose Milwaukee.
Yes, thanks for having me.
All right. Thank you.